And 5, 4, 3. Welcome to Peacekeeper Reaction. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for joining us today, you guys. It's a very special episode. We're going to cap things off today, our filming session, and it was so much fun to hang with you. And I love reading all your comments, and I love that you guys take the time to watch the show. So it means a lot to me. So we're going to cap things off with a viewer request from the viewer request hat. And if you want to get your request in the hat, just comment on this video or any other video. I scoop them all up and I put them in the hat, and it's a lot of fun to draw from. And if you want to bypass the hat and get your requests on the show right away, there's one way to do it. You go to patreon.com/peacekeeperreaction and we'll get you sorted out. But anyways, let's dive in. This is so exciting every time. I've got one. I've got a live one. All right. Oh no, this one is gone. Yes, okay. Sorry, I'm pulling a second one. All right, what do we got here? All right, okay. So we're going to be checking out this request via Finnish Cultural Channel. Wants us to check out CBC, The National Dreams of Sointula. So the Finnish Cultural Channel is a channel that regularly comments on our Finnish videos. So this is exciting. So I have no idea what this is. CBC News, The National Dreams of Sointula. Okay, so the the CBC used to be a very credible news source in Canada. Unfortunately, over the time, they've become a propaganda wing of their party. It's a party, just like CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. You can never get a reliable news source in mainstream media, and unfortunately, the CBC has fallen victim to that. But let's check this out. I literally have no idea what this is about, but here, let's read the description here of the video. So Duncan McHugh examines the link between a Finnish cult leader with visions of utopia and a tiny village on the tip of Vancouver Island. Wow, this is fascinating. So I had no fucking idea about this. So what do you guys say? Let's dive right into this.
In the tranquil Finnish countryside, not far from the capital of Helsinki, is the town of Masala. Home to an amateur youth theater group whose current production is, improbably, about a village in far-off British Columbia. Today they're rehearsing a key scene when a group of Finnish immigrants envision a workers' paradise called Sointula, which means place of harmony.
Okay, pause for 1 second here. So they're talking about a Finnish production about a place in British Columbia. I'm in British Columbia right now, Kimberley, British Columbia. So that's very interesting. So let's continue here.
The play is about a Finnish socialist and playwright who dreamed of building utopia half a world away, and it's written by Tuomo Eita.
There is one little bit crazy man, Matti Kurikka, who try create new people, new human. Yeah, I thought that was good topic for play.
Aurinko paistaa! On kesä!
The outdoor play centers on Matti Kurikka, who, over a century ago, fled Russian oppressors in his homeland to lead 200 Finns to BC on a socialist quest.
Crazy. This is crazy.
When the group launched the play last summer, producer Mika Kartinen had never heard of Sointula. Still, he figured younger Finns could use a history lesson.
When Tuomo was writing the story, it was he didn't realize that the place still exists, and we didn't have any connection. But during the rehearsals, we got a contact there, and suddenly the whole new world opened to us.
The little theater group in Masala discovered that, yes, on the other side of the northern hemisphere, just a short ferry ride from northern Vancouver Island, Sointula still exists.
This is fucking crazy. Hold on, I have no idea about this. I'm Canadian, live in British Columbia myself. I've never heard of Sointula. Far out.
A remote village, very proud of its Finnish heritage.
What the fuck?
It's a collection of artifacts that go right back to the early days of the community.
Sue Ness runs the museum here. She grew up hearing the story of how the Finns, led by the charismatic Kurikka, arrived on the rugged west coast in 1901.
They were trying to build a utopian society where everything was held in common and everyone worked and was given an equal share. Everyone was guaranteed food, clothing, coffee.
Kurikka's vision was farms held in common. Women had a right to vote. They built a free daycare.
That's crazy.
Controversially, Kurikka also believed in free love.
Giving the women the right to vote, that's how we're in this mess we're in today.
He felt that the traditional marriage, especially that espoused by the Lutheran Church, was very oppressive, especially on the women. He was very much a free thinker.
But hewing a living out of the BC wilderness was no picnic. In 1903, a disastrous fire killed 11 people. Soon, the Finns grew weary of Kurikka the dreamer.
Probably one of the reasons the commune did not survive was because he made some very poor business decisions. They were facing bankruptcy. He left with probably half of the settlers, his staunch supporters, and the rest remained.
Those who remained would die here. Having built a thriving community with a co-op store, the first in Western Canada, and a community hall with regular nights of live theater.
This is the Sointula Finnish Organization Hall.
Loretta Riitimo remembers countless plays and dances growing up. She still speaks Finnish, one of the many here whose roots trace back to those original settlers.
My daughter still gives me a rough time when Finland and Canada play hockey. Well, mother, who are you cheering for? Remember where you were born. But I still cheer for Finland.
Boo. The co-op is still the heart of the town, and heritage architecture wouldn't look out of place in Finland. In fact, Finnish tourists, the older generation, regularly show up here. Like Erkki and Seija Yrtti.
Tulimme Sointulaan, koska tämä on osa Suomen.
It's part of Finnish history, she says. It's mentioned in history books in school. For a Finn, this place is a must.
Tänne tulee tuossa matkalla monta kertaa.
On the way here, he says, we thought about Matti Kurikka and why he came here. Why do we Finns have such characteristics to find a place so far away that involves crossing an ocean?
Wow.
How many times have you been in Finland?
Once.
Still, imagine the surprise when Sue Ness got an email from a theater troupe in Finland about their play called Sointula. They even sent a poster.
We put it up outside the co-op store and people were looking at it and they'd ask questions. And the people were just amazed. And I happened to mention in one email, I said, it would really be wonderful if you could come here and perform the play.
Over in Finland, the summer play had finished its run when Mika Kartinen gathered his troupe to share the invitation from Canada.
I came
so
here
dope.
with the question to the group and this message. And it's like, hands up, who is ready for this? And it was everyone. You don't get that kind of chances in real life. You don't travel in the furthest place in the world, in a small village, to perform a play about the history and stories of their ancestors.
But it's not cheap to fly, drive, and ferry 26 actors and crew from Finland to BC. So the fundraising began.
Oh, that's cool.
At some point in the winter, in January or February, it felt really difficult because we weren't getting that much money, and time was running, and people were tired. It was the darkest time of the year. And
the dark time.
It's too far away. We just can't make it.
Somehow, word of the trip spread. By this spring, the group had raised enough to book plane tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Back in Sointula,
now to why you're here.
Anticipation is building for the group's arrival this September.
We have the Masala Theater Group coming to perform their production of Sointula. Right here where it all began. Aww. This group of people has raised over $50,000.
Holy
to
shit.
Come here to do this.
Wow.
And
That's kind of scary.
Now, volunteers are sorting out how to house and feed the guests for what's grown into an entire conference on utopian communities with the play as a centerpiece.
And when they said, we're coming, regardless, right? We don't care. We were going to raise the money ourselves. We were absolutely thrilled. I mean, we really did not expect that they would be able to come.
It kind of fit the spirit of Sointula, a community built on principles of sharing.
It was very much so a part of growing up here. Is that, you know, people just pitched in and they helped out at different events, and it was really a lot of volunteerism.
More recent arrivals to Sointula, whether draft-dodging Americans in the 60s or retirees from the city, came here, like the original Finns, chasing a dream.
The Red Finns, the first migration, were running away from, oppression. And we felt we were doing the same thing. I came here from Detroit. Oh my God.
The town is now busy restoring the old Finnish hall in time for the big performance.
Wow.
One of my
fucking
cousins
far out, man.
See it. And so now I'm going to get to see it in Sointula, which is better yet. This is where Kurikka's biggest experiment took place, right here in Sointula. It's just fitting. It's meant to be.
Kurikka's utopian experiment may have failed, but generations of Finns did build a community where hard work and education and heritage is valued. To some, it is a place of harmony.
It's hard to believe that we could go there and see that place and what kind of atmosphere there is.
When we started this whole play, we could have never dreamed about this kind of journey to Sointula. So I believe that we really don't know what's going to happen after that.
Wow, far
With
fucking
of
out.
an island utopia, the second coming of Finns will, no doubt, be an event to remember. Duncan McHugh, CBC News, Masala, Finland.
Wow. Okay, so far out. So let me just, I just have to Google this. How far is it from me to Sointula? It's a 4-hour flight. Okay. Well, yeah. It's about 4 hours. About 4-hour flight, or 4 days by bike. But wow, that's so crazy. So I had no idea about this. You know, I grew up in Victoria, British Columbia, which is much closer to Sointula than where I currently am in Kimberley, British Columbia, but I never heard this journey. I swear to God, you Finns, you have your fingers in everyone's pot. Like, there's always these crazy stories about Finnish people, and I just think that's so cool. So what an interesting story. A guy had idea of a utopian society and came all the way to Canada, British Columbia to be exact, to try and recreate his vision of a utopian society. Far out, man. I gotta say, this makes me want to go on a trip to Sointula. Maybe that's something that we can work out, and I just love that. So you Finnish people, you pop up in the craziest of places. I love it. So that was so interesting. So thank you to the Finnish Cultural Channel for sharing that with me. I know there are some other videos on this subject also. So if you guys want to send them in, feel free to comment on this video. And if you want to support the channel, go to patreon.com/peacekeeperreaction. And there has to be a video about how this play went, and or a documentary about them coming here, maybe. Let me know in the comment section. And very cool. So for Peacekeeper, I'm Nathan. Play safe. I can put my arm back on.